Well, I think this draw of my life is going to be pretty boring because all the other YouTubers are like 2 times older than me. But don't go away because you might learn a lot about me. So let's begin with my life story. It all began on December 6th, 2005. It was actually a really cold day, even though it was still technically autumn. I was born around noon, and one of the interesting facts was that I lifted my head for 10 seconds within the first 30 minutes into this world. I guess you could say I had thick neck muscles. My parents came up with the name Andy. And I was born in this northwest suburb of Chicago. For my first few years, I was quite a white baby, and I rarely cried. I had a sister that was 2 years older than me with a name no one ever got right. My mom and dad were quite old when I was born. They were 34 and 35. I also had an orange tabby cat named Tommy, and I remember him throughout my entire childhood. I was quite independent, and I usually wanted to do tasks by myself. When I was 4 or 5, I got a drum set, which I really enjoyed, and I started playing piano around this time. I could never get the technique right, and my hands got too flat when I was playing. My early hobbies was making artwork and crafts. My mom signed me up for camps where I created drawings, and sometimes she would help me make crafts. Before I was making scribbles, and now I could draw and paint. My mom occasionally got triggered over things I shouldn't have trouble with, like blowing my nose or writing with 3 fingers, which I still do today, but I had no problem tying my shoes or riding my bike. I also really like dinosaurs, and I also love space. But the most important hobby of mine was reading. Before my family moved in, the entire family wall was all bookcases built by my neighbor. I spent a lot of time there. I read chapter books, picture books, National Geographic, and those richer scary books, which I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. I actually never had a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book in my house. I love creating things, and I got a marble track kit for my 6th birthday, and I fell in love with it. I do have to admit, I did steal the legendary dark blue marble at EDP. EDP stood for Educational Day Program. It was available for kindergartners to 5th grade, which at that time I thought they were really big kids. I would spend my afternoon there, and they also made marble runs. I would play with wood bricks, play outside, and I even met my best friend there. After all of this, I seemed like a nerdy kid, but I still went outside. I once got lost in the woods, and they had to call the police. I rode my bike, I played basketball. I sucked at basketball though, and I only scored 2 points in my first season. At my school, they had book fairs, and I would always buy something. In elementary school, I bought my first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, Hard Luck. Also, I was decent at the Battle of the Books, where you read selected stories and answer as many questions about them, and beat other teams. I was an educated student, and I was pretty good in math. However, I was pretty shy, and I didn't have that many friends. Also, never wore hair gel. When I was 8, my dad brought home an electronic, a tablet. I was so amazed with this technology. That was when I started to stray away from all the hobbies I did when I was a toddler. I played Candy Crush games, Fish with Attitude, and specifically Minecraft. I played mostly creative, and I built huge mansions and roller coasters. I watched my first YouTube video, a Preston Plays Minecraft video. However, once I was building a gigantic mansion, and it glitched and deleted, and huge waterfalls were coming from the top of it. I also got lost because I thought I could build on the clouds, and that pretty much ended everything. Around this time, something interesting happened. My mom brought the entire family to a party. The mom that was hosting the party decided to give every single Wimpy Kid book from 1 to 7. I was so amazed. I was so good at remembering those books, I could think about the entire storyline whenever I couldn't sleep. From that point on, every book I had to purchase with my own money. Everything changed in 4th grade. It was probably the worst year. I got a B+ in language arts, I got 1 minor, which is like a write-up, and I started to stray away from my friends. In 5th grade, things started to really change. The Cubs won in 108 years, and it was a great moment. I also predicted who would win the presidential election of 2016, and I had some pretty triggered classmates. I watched a lot of YouTube, specifically Agario and Mopio trend, and I watched Clash Royale. I also got really addicted to the bottle flipping trend, and I decided to start a gaming channel, playing Mope.io with my best friend. It was super cringy, and I edited it for 4 hours for every single video, usually getting 20 views or so. My gaming name was Bottle Flip. Yes, and I did get a lot of rude comments saying, "Your quality sucks," or "Your voice is annoying." I played Dragon City and IO games. That was back when I couldn't handle criticism. I got to a great 20 subscribers. I even made an Instagram based off of that YouTube channel. In class, I always had bowl cuts and I looked way younger than everyone. In 2017, I was 4'9" and 59 pounds. At least I was a fast runner. On the second day of 2017, my cat Tommy died. He was 17 years old and we buried him in the backyard. It was quite a sad moment for my family. Over the summer, I was pretty lazy and I decided to read big name books online. I was pissed that you had to pay to get those books, so I could only listen to audiobooks. I thought, how could I find big name books without going to the library? I searched it on YouTube and I found Full Books Free. He was a legend, a great reader, and it inspired me. But that's when my grandmother on my dad's side passed away, and I got into a temporary depression. When I got to middle school, I wondered if I should start my own reading channel. I didn't want to exactly copy the legendary Full Books Free though. I got into percussion and my piano teacher kicked me out. We got a new cat and I got into running. I started my YouTube channel called wimpykidalreads. I'm pretty sure I don't need to discuss my YouTube story. You can find that in the birth and death of Rank Audiobooks. It's in the corner. I switched it to that name. At first, a lot of people criticized my channel saying, your quality sucks or your voice is annoying. Looks like I didn't learn from my previous channel. I found inspiration and motivation by reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. I knew this channel would be better than my gaming channel, and I was so thankful when it blew up. Over the summer, I barely grew, and I wondered how I could improve. In 2018, I began to grow and I uploaded a lot. I was doing really nice in cross country, and it was my other passion. I got sick with an sinus infection, and I missed state for cross country, and I was heartbroken. My grandmother from my mom's side also passed, and I was totally miserable. Later, I was still wondering how I could grow my channel. I started to start giveaways. Let me tell you, it was difficult to earn that money. I had to do a lot of surveys and anything that handed out gift cards. It was difficult to find an effective money-making site. I wasn't like other YouTubers. I didn't make money off YouTube or have sponsors. I earned all that money and gave it all away in dreams of growing my YouTube channel. I used swag bucks, and once I earned my $50, I could start my first giveaway in 2019. I bought the first gift card and accidentally placed it into my account and I couldn't transfer it. So I had to start over making that money again. I hosted a lot of giveaways, and there was never a time I didn't have a giveaway. I gave away over $200 in just the first few months. At school, a lot of kids knew my channel. I was sure I was the biggest, juiciest channel of my entire school. Some say I was flexing, and some play my videos in class or enter my giveaways. It seemed to work, and I gained a lot of subscribers from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Meltdown. It was the greatest moment of my life. In late March, I saw my inspiration, Full Books Free, was terminated. He had a vision for 5 years, and it was copyright claimed by the company Recorded Books. Next, with little caution, they attacked my channel, terminating it and blocking my account. I understood that doing this kind of stuff is sort of sketchy, but what have you done to inspire kids to read more books, and spending all that time in it should not have resulted us banned in vain. I was heartbroken many times throughout my life, but this incident made me extremely depressed. I tried everything, but it never worked. I would mope all around my day and tear up. In April, I decided to start over. I created a new channel. I tried to switch it up to avoid copyright claims. I made music and talked about different things. But I just know that at the back of my head, I could be terminated at any moment, even though I no longer make videos of the entire book. At the end of the year, I got a Future YouTube Star Award at my school, which I thought was pretty neat. But my YouTube career isn't summed up for some award. Thank you to everyone who has stuck with me through all the events. If you can bear my stuttering or mumbling, thanks for spending a part of your day with me. I'm not exactly the greatest YouTuber, but I barely have any subscribers, but it's fun to make these videos. I know all the odds are against me, but I will continue to make videos for as long as I can.